selection time, isn't it? Right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. I've changed my mind, actually, during the course of this show. Steve, first of all.
Yeah, you like Pearly Man now, don't you? I like, we'll have a short list of one. I like Organised Confusion. Irish national winner last year. That's the only time he's run over more than 2.5 miles. And watched the tape again the other day. He's so strong at the finish. I think he's turned for home about 4th or 5th. He's stormed up the hill, up the straight under Nina Carberry, and he's been kept over shorter trips and hurdles and that since. Classic sort of Irish preparation. I think the 4.5 miles will really suit him. He could run the Irish national. Sadly, you know, we're doing this a week in advance, and there's lots of the Irish horses are entered in both. So might end up I'm tipping a non-runner. So I might do best of the three of us.
And you always get your friends and family ask you for sort of maybe 4, maybe 5 selections, so they get some each ways. If you had a sort of supporting cast, who would that be?
If I had a friend, I'd go Giles Cross. I think a really sound jumper. I think Synchronised has to be on my shortlist. I just think he's a class act, and I know you two aren't too keen. I think Capper Bleu will run okay as well. So Giles Cross, Synchronised, Capper Bleu to chase home Organised Confusion.
That sounds good enough. How about you, John? Your main player and your cameos.
My main fella is Shaka Laka Boom Boom.
Right.
I just think he's a young horse. He looks like he's improving all the time. He looks like a step up in trip could even bring a bit more out of the horse. Barry Geraghty is a huge plus. Nicky Henderson has shown on so many occasions this year he can get ready for the day. I think he's a massive runner this year.
Okay, and if you had sort of place prospects?
The obvious ones, Synchronised and Seabass. At a huge price, I think State of Play. He's the most safest of conveyances. I would be surprised if he ran some sort of race. But Shaka Laka Boom Boom for me.
Shaka Laka Boom Boom, then it is. I'm sticking to my roots, in fact. Got some Scottish form. Always Right. I've actually changed my mind from Chicago Grey. I'm going to stick with Always Right, who I saw place in the Scottish National last season. Now, he's been pulled up at Haydock and Wetherby in his 2 starts. But don't worry about that. He travelled like an absolute dream through both of those races, and I think he wants better ground. He does clout the odd fence, makes a mistake, but I think he's got some form to give him a bit of a squeak. And Organised Confusion and Shaka Laka Boom Boom, the selections then of Steve Mellish and John O'Connell.